Yeah, nice, Doyle. Doyle and Don show. Right?
No, Don and Doyle, you come
no,
first.
No, Doyle and Don, you definitely first. Man. Wow, thanks so much for being
great
here,
to
Doyle.
pick with you.
Yeah.
Really enjoying this.
Yes, heck yeah, me too, man. Me too. 12-string. Wow,
Oh,
12-string and
yeah.
fingerstyle, man. What a great sound.
You know, a lot of people miss out on that. If you know, because a lot of people have 6-string guitars, they love them, they're great. Well, I don't have a nylon. If you don't have a 12-string in your arsenal, you have to get one because it brings a whole different sound and feel to your repertoire.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah, I love them.
The way the doubling and the octave stuff, golly, man, it just adds so much richness to the just to the chord structure. You know.
Well, it does. You know, I think the first guy I ever really noticed doing that was Lenny Bro. You know, some of those early things he did, the baked potato and things like that. Oh, if you listen to him on Electric 12, it was amazing.
Yeah.
And because he. Kind of Larry Carlton stuff, you know.
Right.
And what I do is I actually change the bass strings. Now this one belongs to Sweetwater, but I thought, well, I don't think they'll mind. So I took my little trusty pencil, you know.
Yeah.
I didn't do much to it, but just actually just flip these strings around because when you're playing fingerstyle, you come down with your thumb pick.
Right.
And then you're coming up on your fingers. And so if you have the little string, it'll sound like this. And so you normally get more of the little string sound than you do the big one. Like that, you get a little more, and especially if you're, because some things that,
Right.
and so you can actually get a bigger sound without, it's like you have an effect on the guitar without having an effect. It's just the. You get a bigger sound that way.
Sure. Yeah, and the flip string, that makes total sense because again, you know, you're leading with your thumb a lot, you know. So having the low string on the bottom makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and also you can sometimes just I have a new album where I did a Tom Petty medley. Oh God, I love Tom Petty's music. And it's just playing the chords basically, you know, and then. And I play that whole song, and then I go into this, and I love this part. Room at the top of the whirlwind. You know, and it's just, it just adds so much. And the ending,
it does.
It's almost like you have a band. It's just, you can almost feel it taking over, you know. There's another guitar in there because there is. And,
right.
And you can do this. And that's the same thing if you're, but you don't have to do that because you have those octave strings.
Exactly.
course, it works great on the Beatles, you know.
Oh gosh, yeah, sure, man.
Anyway, I think I missed something there. But when you're playing something like that, I mean, you want it to sound as big as you can.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing a show, of course, we did it here at Gear Fest.
Yeah.
But I played with Steve Vai,
Right.
and of course Steve did
Yeah.
and but I started off and doing. And I just played the first part by myself, you know.
Yeah.
But then when the band came in, it's
Yeah.
like, hold on, here we go. It's like a train's moving you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
but
that
it
was
so
fun,
much
man.
fun.
It was
yeah,
fun.
it was great.
Yeah. So yeah, one of the great things about the 12-string is that you get so much more dynamic range as well. I mean, the louds are, and the big stuff is just that much bigger, but also the quiet stuff because of the octave doubling thing.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the down dynamically stuff feels more intimate.
Well, it's like a piano,
Right.
yeah. Yeah. It's a, yeah. Yeah. I don't know why I'm playing that, because I don't play that, but it was just
Well,
in
you
my
just
head.
did.
I just did. But you know, when you're doing a faster song like, let's say. I mean, because you're mimicking a symphony
Right,
or an
right,
orchestra.
right.
You know what's funny, too? I didn't know I was going to say this. I just happened to think about it. Years ago, I played with Mason Williams. I did a show with him. Eric Johnson and I were on the show, and a lot of players, some great musicians, Albert Lee, so many great ones. But Mason Williams, come on. I mean, I played that in a 9th grade talent show. He was the guy. I mean,
Right,
that was the
right.
#1 song.
That was huge.
It
yeah.
was absolutely the most amazing song of the year. And of course, you know, he said, you know how I did that, Doyle? And I said, what do you mean? He said, you know how I recorded it? I said, well, on nylon string guitar. He says, and also, well, he said there were 4 tracks. He had the classical guitar on one track, and then on the other track, just behind it, level-wise, was a 12-string. And I played it note for note on the 12-string. And that's how I got that real pristine sound. Wow. And then the other 2 tracks was a 37-piece orchestra.
Yeah. Well, there's that too. That helps. That helps add a little bit of dynamic range
Yeah,
to
but
it.
what
yeah.
a song. So I thought,
Man.
well, you know, what would it sound like just on the 12-string? Because everybody plays it on nylons.
Right.
Well, Tommy plays it on the acoustic
Yeah.
steel string. But yeah, it sounds brilliant. I love it. I love the sound of a 12-string. Of course, the Beatles stuff. I mean, it's
Yeah,
just
sure.
amazing what you can do.
Well, a question I had, do you find yourself having to dig out the melody a little more because there's so much more low end and all that? Do you feel like the melody or some of the stuff in the middle gets lost and you got to work at it differently, or is it just balanced?
On the 12-string?
Yeah, on the 12-string
Yeah, I
versus
mean,
the 6-string.
there's more there
Right,
to
right.
choose from, because you can actually pick and choose if you get intricate with it,
Yeah.
those octave notes.
Right.
And when you don't, they're just there, and they just make it sound different and bigger.
Yeah.
There's a song I wrote called just twin 6-shooters, and I thought, well, I used 2 guitars, nylon string on one side and the steel string on the other. I thought, well, what would it sound like on a 12-string? And you go. Because it's a cowboy song.
Yeah,
Cowboy songs
yeah.
are so boom. It's like a Ford truck commercial. You can't do a Ford truck.
No.
You can't. That's a Cadillac commercial, but so you can get really big and bold, and you can.
Yeah.
You can pick and choose your notes pretty well.
Yeah,
You know,
right,
it
right.
takes
Yeah.
a little practice.
Yeah, it does. Well, and you know, especially with the G string, you got the octave there, so those notes don't really exist. Well, I mean, they exist on the guitar, but you know, they're
Yeah.
up here normally, and so you've got those kind of ringing in with it. Man, it's
Yeah.
huge because like that lick you just played, that lick sounds like your hands are going everywhere.
Yeah.
you know, just because of the octave doubling.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So twin six shooters on
Yeah.
one guitar.
Yeah, there you go.
You know, I always figured, Don, if you played it on a 12 string, it'd come out twice as fast.
Boom! You heard it here first.
Why don't we play out a little bit of that?
Let's do.
A little bit of the While My Guitar
Okay.
Gently Weeps. You do Steve Vai or George
Oh, my
Harrison
God.
part.
Okay,
Or,
all right.
Eric Clapton
yeah,
start.
Eric,
Okay.
right. Let's see if I can figure this out.
4.
Thanks, Doyle.
Thank you, Don.